love this show. Let's get back to sugar for a minute. I've got a brother who's been 10 years sober, but he is like a dry drunk in a sense, and he consumes great quantities of Mountain Dew and ginger ale was in the second ingredient besides water is high fructose corn syrup.
Right. Uh-huh.
And he works outside in the sun and sweats it out, his basic foodstuffs. Then he starts drinking it stuff in the afternoon, and by the evening he's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, like he used to be when he was drinking booze, you know?
Uh-huh.
So he's getting to a point where he's getting, they have another syndrome they've identified on the air about people like him who have the warrior gene and the intermittent outbursts, like a eruption over nothing, make things into things and then react to them. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he just go ahead.
And the sugar seems to me to be feeding it because it he gets wired the same way he used to do when he drank. And he's one step away from picking up a lamp and hitting you. In fact, he's a couple of times on me done this, and it doesn't seem to me too funny when it happens, but just talking about it seems weird. But he's doing it, and he did it. He's acting out. You know what I mean?
I wonder if it's it's probably not so much even the high fructose corn syrup, but probably the other products within those kind of drinks.
And the deficiency of other nutrients.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, does he just drink these sugary drinks and not eat any protein or
Oh, no,
fats?
he'll do that, but then he'll eat 3 candy bars and pour a bunch of ice, in a big 16-ounce thing, drink, and then, ginger ale and stuff, and then he just keeps doing that until he's saturated with this stuff.
Well, he could be just very deficient in protein and other B vitamins.
I don't know. Intermittent explosive disorder is what they've got. There's a terrific NOVA on this, but I think the sugar and the alcohol, because the molecule is similar, you know what I mean, is doing something there. Have you ever been to an AA meeting where people just drink lots of coffee with a lot of sugar in it?
Actually, the sugar and the alcohol have almost exactly opposite effects on the cell, contrary to a famous video.
The alcohol itself versus the sugar itself?
Well, fructose in particular is almost an absolute defense against the cellular damage done by ethyl alcohol. So if a person is being poisoned by ethanol, you can pretty well counteract the damage with fructose. But fructose...
Well, he's pre-diabetic. He wrote me a couple of years ago saying he was pre-diabetic, but he's acting like... He's got I don't know if you saw this or not, but you should if you haven't. Nova, this week, has a terrific thing on Can Science Stop Crime? It's about a half hour long, and they talk about all this stuff. MAOA, a gene works in the brain cells to regulate levels of neural activity, and a third of the population men have this warrior gene, but it doesn't always come out. In fact, the researcher had their gene, and the scan, they did brain scans on these people, and the researcher himself did, and he had it too. But so there's environmental factors. If you were abused as a child, didn't have a lot of friends or whatever, it can bring it out, the loner type of thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think the sugar is driving a lot of it in the evening, especially. So you got no comment about that? No idea?
That idea has been around as long as I have. It got a big boost in the 50s with the publicity for the fat-based damage to the circulatory system and the reaction that, no, it was the fructose, not the fat, which is poisonous. And one of the subdivisions of that school of thought is that the sugar is addictive, and if you stop eating it, you have withdrawal symptoms. And another aspect is that it shifts the balance of the brain transmitters as part of the addiction process. But
I think that's about it. No kidding.
But a lot of those things, those theories are done by very limited laboratory groups. pushing an ideology. For example, they have a particular doctrine about what serotonin does to behavior, and contrary to what you can see in dogs and other animals, in which aggressive dogs have high serotonin, and if you lower their serotonin, they become peaceful.
Really?
Contrary to studies like that, the publicity is saying that serotonin is the drug of peace and tranquility, and that you need to raise the serotonin, and that sugar spoils that effect, and so on.
So I don't think those judgments about sugar causing alcohol-like syndrome are very accurate or very scientifically based, I think is what Dr. Peat's trying to say.
Oh, I agree with you there. I'm just saying that the sugar that he used to eat before and then now as well, and it's just feeding something inside of him because he gets reactive. It's almost like he's high.
Well, it sounds like he might have some other nutritional deficiencies.
Okay. Well, put it on the air if you've got any news about it. I'd like to know because I'm about ready to kick his ass. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that.
Magnesium deficiency often goes with having a reaction to a certain food, simply because those drinks don't have any magnesium to speak of. And without magnesium, then your brain transmitters leak out and get out of balance. So a magnesium supplement would be something for him to try.
Yeah, I'll stop doing the other stuff. You know what I mean? Anyway, thanks a lot. I appreciate you talking to me about it. It's getting to be a violent thing in the family, and I'm his older brother, and it's on me, you know. So.
Well, thank you very much for your call.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, thanks for listening.